Hey guys, welcome back to Live Your Style. I'm Sharrah, and today we are gonna do a Q&A because y'all asked for it. I've never done one, and I just figured, why not? Let's just do a little Q&A. So I have printed out my questions that some of you commented on my Instagram, and I'm going to go through them and answer some questions. Okay, so the first question on the list here is from Sadie. If you could only shop at one store for the rest of your life to decorate your house, what store would it be? Man, that is a good question. I'd have to pick one that was versatile, so it'd have to be something that has decor, but also has good accessories and rugs and furniture. So I'd probably have to say Target, because they have everything. Okay, so the next question is, how could I decorate beautifully but also keep it practical with curious toddlers? That is a really good question as well. I don't have kids, so obviously I'll say that first because I don't know from total experience. However, I do have nephews, and I've been around kids and know how they can be very curious, and that could lead to some dangerous, hazardous situations. I would recommend probably not getting a ton of breakable stuff. However, this is a tip that my mother has always said, which I can't believe I remember this. My mom has always said that she gave us actual real plates when we were kids. She didn't give us paper plates and stuff like that. She would go to garage sales and get inexpensive plates, and then that's what she would give us when we were children. So we learned the importance of taking care of things and not just being able to throw things on the ground. And if we did break something, it didn't matter that much to her because it wasn't expensive. But it made us feel so bad, and then we were so careful with things. So it was kind of like a good little way to introduce how to take care of nice things and be respectful of things, but you don't give them your grandmother's fine china, so you don't end up having to regret it. So that's one tip, but also use things like baskets to organize stuff. I know kids' stuff and toys and things like that. It's really great if you can maybe put it into one room of the house, but if you don't have a toy room, make sure that you guys use really pretty baskets that have lids. That way you can take all the toys that are kind of everywhere and have a place to throw them all in there, keep it easy, and keep it hidden. Okay, this question is from Tay. It says, in a lot of your videos, you show how you can easily swap out decor to match the current season. Like you, I live in a small apartment, and I would love to know how you store your seasonal decor. While it helps when you have a garage, so I'd recommend trying to get one of those. But honestly, I just try to find the most random, unique spaces to make sure it's hidden. I don't want it to look cluttered, so I use spaces under our bed. If you guys have seen some of my videos, I prop our bed up on those risers. That way we have enough room to store plastic bins. So I use that space. I even store things underneath our sofa. I slide those long plastic bins under there and put a lot of things in that. Also, I highly recommend investing in good, clear bins. I know I've said that in my garage video, and that's something now being on my own. I've seen my mom organize all of her stuff with clear plastic bins, and I always thought she was kind of crazy because she bought so many. But now being on my own and having all my own stuff, it really is the best investment, and I think Tyler would probably agree with me that when you buy good bins, not cheap ones, because the cheap ones end up breaking down and then you end up throwing them away and then you have to buy them again. But if you buy good bins that have good clamps on the sides, you guys can keep things really organized. If they're clear, you can see in them, and it's just a really good way to keep things in order if you put them in a garage where you have to stack stuff and all that. So get some bins and try to find unique spaces underneath furniture to store stuff. Next question, what is your dream job? And you mentioned once you're 50% Irish. Did you do the DNA test? Okay, first question, my dream job is this, getting to make awesome videos for you guys and inspire you guys to make your homes beautiful and organized, and making my home beautiful and organized all at the same time. We get to do it together. I love what I do. I think it's such a fun job. I love that I get to do it with my husband sometimes and my dog, who's currently not with me. Okay, come here. Come here. Yeah. I get to do my job with Scout. I mean, I get to hang out with her all day. This is the best, right? Can you high five? Hi. And the DNA test, I did do a DNA test. I did the 23andMe test and found out that I was 50% Irish. That was pretty cool. I always thought I was German, but apparently I am more Irish than I am German. I am a little German, but mostly Irish and a little bit of Scottish, actually. So my children will probably have red hair, who knows? So the next question is, what do you think the biggest design trends of 2018 will be? I have been seeing a lot of crushed velvet, like that blush crushed velvet in like pillows and sofas. I think velvet's gonna be a really big texture that we see. Also more marble, I think that's been a really big one last year, and a lot of the gold and brass and rose gold detail finishes. I do think the Pantone color of the year for 2018 is violet. So probably a lot of purple tones we'll start to see this year. But again, I mean, to be honest, I think it just depends. There's like so many different design styles out there, and when you think about all of them, like farmhouse and boho and minimalist and Scandinavian, like they don't all play by the same rules. So they're all gonna show different things this year. But it is important to remember, at the end of the day, you wanna live your style, not someone else's, not some trend, not something that's here today but gone tomorrow. Whatever you feel like is your style and something that you really like if you love marble finishes, then get some marble. But if you like ugly stuff, I wouldn't use them. Just kidding. Okay, the next question here is from McDaniel Wife. Hello, McDaniel Wife. She says, would you ever consider opening up a home decor boutique? Outside of YouTube, what are some other career goals and projects that you would want to do? That's a cool question. Well, I think if you guys obviously have been following on Instagram, since these comments are from Instagram, you guys may have seen in my stories that I've talked a little bit about creating a way for you guys to be able to take some of these videos that I make every week and apply them directly to your own circumstances, your own homes. So I'm kind of working on a project that will help you guys take some of these tips, help you think them through for your own homes and apply them to your own lives. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give it away. But stay tuned because I'll be launching that soon, and it's really cool. But as far as a home decor boutique, that would be awesome. I 100% would love to do that. I don't know if I will do that anytime soon, but I definitely love interior design and love home decor and love shopping in different decor boutiques. So all three things, put them together, that would be like a total dream goal. So one day. Okay, the next question is from T. Wheaton. What are your go-to online clothing stores? A minute to think about that. This is dangerous to have this open, pointing it towards my face. That's better. I really love Madewell. I've bought a lot of different things from there over the years. They have the best jeans. If anyone out there is looking for some good high-waisted jeans that hold you in, and they're just like great quality, I totally recommend Madewell jeans. I shop at Nordstrom a lot just because they have a great return policy and they have a ton of different styles, and they're just like I used to work there, so they're my home team. Then I also love Forever 21. Yes, the quality of the clothes is not always the best, but for what I do for a living, I have to kind of be in different clothes all the time when I film, so they're less expensive and they give me more flexibility and give me a variety of different outfits for not very much money. And this person also asked, if you don't mind me asking, how do you make money through social media? That is a big question. I get that all the time. It looks like she says, I would love to do what you do, but don't know if I would ever earn enough. When you start doing social media, you definitely should not start with the intention of making money like full-time, because you won't make money right away. And people can totally tell if you're only doing it to make money, if you're not super passionate about your craft or what it is that you're talking about, whether that be fashion or interior design or cooking or whatever. Do it because you love it, and then as you get a following and as you grow and you're putting out great content, you guys will start to notice, and this has happened with my career, brands start to notice that I'm doing great videos and they want to be a part of it, and you know, they're brands that fit within the stuff I'm already doing, or they're brands that I've already featured on my own, and then they see the videos and they reach out and want to do something together in a collaborative way. So I definitely do make money from brands directly and doing like partnership type sponsorship videos. You guys have probably seen those on my channel. And I always say that they're sponsored before, just so everyone can know that they are. But again, everything I say is my true and honest opinion. And then the other way I make money is through AdSense, which are the ads that play before all my videos. Okay, so next one, Angie wants to know, what is your fitness routine and do you work out every day? No, I do not work out every day. I would love to, but I do not have the time. I don't make the time. I could have the time. I should have the time. but I don't always make it. But my workout of choice lately, and for the last few years actually, has been core power yoga. I take the Sculpt class. It's like a heated class, but it's also yoga mixed with weights and basic like squats and push-ups and things like that. It's really intense, but for my body, I see results pretty quickly. But right now I'm doing that like once or maybe twice a week, and I should be doing it more, but at least it's something. Do what you can do. I mean, honestly, on days I know I can't go to a workout class or I can't get a workout in, I try to at least take Scout for a long walk, go walk to the park and back. I mean, don't be hard on yourself, just get out there and move. It's much better if you can do a 10-minute walk than nothing. Okay, Jessie wants to know, what are the key investment pieces and what should we perhaps save money on when decorating a bedroom? Well, the key investment pieces when it comes to decorating a bedroom, obviously a bed, that would be a good one. But I do think a headboard is a really great investment, and a good sturdy actual bed frame. You don't have to spend a ton of money on something like that. I don't necessarily recommend like that being your investment, your huge purchase, because when you move around a lot, sometimes your style might change. Like as you see behind me here, I love our headboard now, but it is definitely a very specific style. And if we have a bigger house one day, I may not always want that to be the bed that we have. However, I could always put this in a guest room. It's something you can reuse or even sell on one of those consignment apps or whatever, next door. Also, a really good investment piece, at least for me, was my IKEA wardrobes, which are behind you guys, behind the camera. You guys have seen those. They have been such a lifesaver because we don't have very much room for closet space in our apartment. And when you're renting, you can't do anything about that permanently to expand your closet. So investing in something like an IKEA PAX wardrobe system, they are movable. You can put them in a moving truck and take them to the next spot, and it allows for you to really have great storage, and it looks really nice. And another thing I love putting in bedrooms is a cozy rug, because before you get into bed, especially if you have wood floors like we do, I don't know, it's just kind of nice to have a rug. We didn't have a rug in here for like the first half of the first year we got married, and we ended up putting one in like about, I don't know, a couple months ago, and I love it. I think it looks so good. You guys don't have to get expensive rugs for that, because primarily the rug is going to be under your bed for the most part. Just getting a rug that's cozy, comfy, and fits under at least the width of your bed. It doesn't have to fit underneath the entire length of your bed, but it should fit the width of your bed. That's a good tip. Okay, so this next question here, I'm gonna try to answer, but I also am so proud of you guys because it was a specific question about someone's room, and obviously I wasn't commenting back on Instagram because I wanted to answer them here. And a lot of you guys commented back to these people and gave them advice, and it was so cool. It's like you guys are, the Live Your Style fam is just like totally helping each other out, and I love seeing that, so good job. Okay, so this question says, my bed is against the wall that leads to a passage toward my bathroom and my wardrobe area. Hence, I cannot place side tables on both sides of my bed. However, I do want to place something on the side of my bed that has some space. How do I get symmetry in such a situation? I would say, without seeing the room, your best bet would be using the wall space. So if you guys have seen in my bedroom here, I have those two like window pane looking mirrors that go up on either side of my bed. You guys can get some really good symmetry by putting two very similar items or the exact same item up on either side of your headboard. That way you can kind of give that appearance. This next question is a good one. It says, I have two small boys that insist on Lego decor, not to mention a husband who just does not understand my itch to redecorate according to season. Welcome to my life. How do you balance between decorating according to your vision, but also keeping in mind your husband's masculinity? If you have children now, or if you've helped others with small kids, how would you keep this beautiful style while remaining family and husband friendly? That's a great question. I think that applies to a lot of people, whether you have roommates or family or husband or whatever. I would say when it comes to husbands and wanting to mesh, there's a lot of questions actually about mashing, about bringing two different styles together and trying to make it look cohesive. I definitely think that most men obviously are gonna have more masculine style. However, they generally, sometimes, so most of the time in my experience, don't have a ton of understanding of exactly what they want. They just know they don't like pink and fur and glitter, which is totally fine. But I think you can use neutral colors. Like for me, I used to love kind of glitzy, glittery stuff, and now I do a lot of like lighter colors, and it's linen. Linen is, I think, a really good fabric that's a little bit more natural, and it's kind of masculine, it's like kind of neutral actually. And then using different colors like blues and tans and things like that. Obviously, like for Easter, you guys saw I used a lot of pink, and Tyler was like, walked in and was like, whoa, this is a lot of pink. But I tried to find pillows that had blue and pink in them, and that had a little bit more of like a masculine texture to it, not so like girly everywhere. So things like that are really good. And then I also recommend, and I have tried to do this in the past, trying to find special ways to include their style. So Tyler loves old cars, and when I decorated for Christmas, he had this old car that was red that his dad gave him. It was really cool, but red is not really a color that we use in our color palette in our home, so it was hard to use, but for Christmas, red is totally great. So I tried to incorporate little areas around the house that had some of the things that he really enjoys, and made it like a special fun surprise, and he loved that. So that's a good way to kind of bring it all together. When you have kids who love Legos or colorful decor or colorful toys that are not in your color palette, obviously having a toy room would be great, but again, I think just having baskets and trunks to conceal that stuff is a really, really good way. I know my brother and sister-in-law, they have a big bucket, like basket thing, and you open it up and all the toys go in there. And they've gone to IKEA, and we've done, I think I actually have the video on my channel, I can link it. You guys can check it out, but we have like just a lot of baskets that are all the same color, and inside it's tons of kids stuff that's all kinds of colors and lots of Legos. But from the outside, it all looks very clean and neat and put away and cohesive. So hopefully that helps. Other random facts you don't know about me. I probably open 3 LaCroix a day, and I probably only drink half of them each time. The thing with LaCroix, it's only good when it's kind of spicy, when it's cold and crisp and kicks you in the throat when you drink it. And about an hour in, that sucker is warm and not good anymore. So if I don't drink it all right away, then I just can't manage to get through the rest. But luckily, Tyler doesn't mind if things are hot or cold or not as they should be, so he usually drinks my half-empty cans. Such a good husband. Find yourself a man that will eat your leftovers and drink your cans. I also love popcorn. What else do people not know about me? My feet are a little bit bigger than I'd like to admit. I have size 9.5 feet, and I'm only 5'6". Technically, I have size 10 feet. I just don't like to say that. I literally buy size 9.5 shoes because I don't want to admit that I have size 10 shoes. I'm kind of in between sizes, to be honest, so I just would rather be in smaller shoes than bigger shoes. Sorry, I needed a snack break. These questions, there's so many of them. They're so fun, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get through them all. I'm going to keep going after my snack break, though. I just needed some sustenance, you know? Okay, another random fact about me. I love sugar. I also love fruit. I could eat fruit and only fruit, specifically watermelon, for the rest of my life all day, and I would be totally fine. I don't know if I would be in good physical health. I don't know if that type of fruit would sustain you. I'd be very hydrated, but I just love watermelon, but only good watermelon. When it's not in season, it's just not good. I also try to be vegan, but as we all know, I'm not the best at being vegan because I do love cheese and I do love ice cream and I do like yogurt. I used to have really bad skin. I still have kind of bad skin, but it used to be really bad. So if anyone out there struggles with acne, I feel ya. You're not alone. We're in this together. Hopefully there's a cure one day, because I am sick of it, can I just say. So the next question, do you miss the life you had in San Diego, California? Well, yes, I do miss my friends and I do miss my family. They are so awesome and I feel so blessed to have such great friendships, but the best thing about it is you know you have good friendships when you can move locations and you still have those great friends in your life that you talk to and stay close with. So that's pretty unique and I've been very lucky to have that. But I do love where I live now. We live in the South Bay of Los Angeles. The town itself is very similar to San Diego, so that's really cool. And I love being married. It's like the best thing ever. And San Diego is not that far. It's like 2 hours away, and I try to see my family at least once a month and visit with them, so it's pretty nice. And hello, we have technology these days. FaceTime is pretty cool. Yeah. Next question is, what is your degree in? Random, I've always wanted to know. My degree is actually in biblical studies. Pretty random for sure. And that kind of actually leads into this next question, which is, what religion do you practice? I am a Christian, and we are Bible-believing Christians, non-denominational. We don't have like a specific denomination. Our church is actually on the beach, like the service itself. They have 2 different services. One is in a building, and then they have a morning service that's right on the sand, which we love. And that's been pretty cool for us. But yeah, we are Christians. Okay, so here's another question. It says, what are some of your favorite places to travel? Favorite color, basic facts about you that we don't already know. So many things to tell. My favorite place to travel, well, this also kind of is something you guys don't know about me. I lived in Spain for a semester for school. I lived in Mallorca. That was really cool. And I got to travel to Italy and to Greece and to England and stuff like that. I've also been to Italy with my mom. My mom actually has some videos on her channel about that, which is hilarious because they're so old. It was actually one of the most memorable trips ever when we went to Italy, because it was just so fun. I'd never really been to Italy before at that point in my life. And we got to do so many different tours and go to so many different cities, and it was just such a great experience. But I would love to go back to Italy. In fact, this year we are hopefully going to make it back, me and Tyler and myself. Bad grammar. And I would also love to go to Greece one day. I don't know if we'll make it there this year, but that would be so cool to go to Santorini and go to all the blue dome city, the city of the blue domes. Anyway, that would be really cool too. Okay, so the real talk, y'all, this is like a serious question. Are you ready for this? Like, really ready? Okay. You have a fab personality and always seem to find the joy in life, which is infectious. That's very nice, thank you. But what is your biggest struggle in life, and how do you manage to deal with it? Sending lots of love from Wales. Hi, Wales. Whoever's in Wales. Jane. Jane spelled Jayne. That's cool. Jane. I like that. That's cool, Jane. Good question. What is my biggest struggle in life? Lately, I would say my biggest struggle is probably being a small business owner and trying to manage working from home, growing a business. Like, I love making videos. That's the funnest part about what I do. But there's so much that goes on behind the scenes that I have to do to keep everything going. And a lot of that can get really overwhelming. And there's definitely a lot of it's a big mental game, regardless of what you do for a living, but specifically if you own your own business and you work from home, I think it can be really hard to stay positive and to not let yourself get down on yourself and think that sometimes I think I'm just not good enough, or I'm not, I don't know, that I doubt that I can do some things, and I've just never done them before, so it's hard to kind of have that confidence. But I think that also taps in a little bit to not self-love. Self-love, that word just kind of weirds me out a little bit, only because I think we should love ourselves, but I do think we should be focused on loving others, not obsessing over who we are. I think our generation is a little too obsessed with ourselves, if you know what I mean, as I film a video of myself. But it's, it's different, right? A lot of it for me is every day having a routine, knowing that when I wake up in the morning, my world is so much bigger than me. And what I do for a living is so much, there's so much more to life than just a career or the things that you do day to day. So every morning I wake up and I try to spend time having a Bible study and reading God's word and meditating on that and getting my mind right and focus on the positive things. Obviously, I truly believe that there's more to life than just work. I believe that God has a purpose for each and every one of our lives, and that is definitely something that gets me through my day and really helps start a good train of thought and a good, it kind of sets me up for success, I guess. And just knowing that at the end of the day, God calls us to love people and to be more focused on being available and willing to live out our purpose that He's given us and not get all concerned and worried about all the little things that we can become concerned and worried about, whether it's school or boyfriends or girlfriends or husbands or kids or work or whatever. We just need to love Him and love people, and life is good. So to wrap that up, I don't know if that answered the question. My biggest struggle is getting in my own head, thinking I'm not good enough, and not keeping my mind or eyes on the prize, which is just living out my purpose, living my style. You know what I mean? Okay, so this next question is about Scout, so I was just gonna let her answer it. Just kidding. Okay, so how do you like this breed so far? I'm thinking of getting one for our family. Do you have to brush his hair every day after walks? What about bathing? How many times do you feed her? So many questions. So great. Okay, so we love the doodle breeds. Labradoodles are the best dogs ever. If you have kids, if you don't have kids, if you just want a dog that loves you so much and is so smart and is so wonderful and is hypoallergenic, you should get a doodle because they are so awesome. They are a little energetic. They do have, depending on the size, like, to be honest, unless you have a really big house, I don't think I'd recommend getting the standard size, which is like the big 60 to 100 pound size dog. Tyler wanted that size initially because he wanted to have like a big athletic dog he could play fetch with. And I always wanted a small dog, so we got the medium sized dog, and she is the perfect size. She's like 38 pounds, I think, and she's considered a medium-sized Australian Labradoodle. She's just awesome. She's so smart. She does not shed. We do have to get her groomed. The first year of her life, we tried to avoid doing the grooming thing because we thought it was pretty expensive. And so we tried to do baths ourselves, and by we, I mean me. I had to be the one to wash her, thank you very much. But then you have to blow dry them or else their hair gets all knotted and matted, and that is not a good thing. So I recommend either getting like a professional system where you can like learn how to do your own dog grooming if you have the room. We do not have the room for that, which is why we don't do it. But you do have to get their hair cut because they do not shed, so you have to cut it at some point unless you want them to look like a shaggy mop, which is also really cute. Okay, this question is best advice education-wise for aspiring interior designers. Okay, so if you guys are in families, if your parents really want you to go to college, they're really pushing that, then I think that you should. And you should go and get a degree in interior design if that's something that you really like and you want to have a career in. If they are the type of parents that'll pay for it and you're able to go and experience that, then definitely do it. Do not turn that down. If you come from a family where that's not an option and your parents maybe aren't as focused on you going to college, they are maybe entrepreneurs or they don't necessarily see a heavy importance on you maybe going to college, I definitely know for a fact you do not have to have a degree in interior design to have a career in interior design. My mother is the perfect example of that. She never went to college at all. She started her business from scratch, and she's a very successful interior design firm and has never once needed a degree in that. I don't have an interior design degree at all. I've learned a lot. I feel like I have a degree in interior design from watching my mom, but I do not have an actual education in interior design. And at the end of the day, interior design is, if you guys are gonna be doing ground up builds and you're working with construction or architects, that's when an education in interior design actually is really important because you learn all the codes, you learn all the specifics, things like that. However, my mom does ground up projects and she's never once needed the degree. She's had to learn herself and to figure those things out on her own, which I'm sure would have probably been easier if she had a, compacted experience of learning it all at once. But she, if there's a will, there's a way. If you guys want to do interior design and you can't afford to go to school for it, you don't have to. You guys can do it on your own, figure it out, be hard workers, be diligent, especially nowadays with Google, you can really learn anything online. So just encourage you to do whatever you're passionate about. If you like interior design, do it. Get out there, start helping your friends, help your parents, help your roommates, tell your neighbors you'll help them with their homes, and just start making beautiful things. What is your favorite DIY that you've done so far? Well, one of the few DIYs that I've kept when we got married and I moved was the beveled mirror DIY. I don't know if any of you guys remember that. I wish I would have done it bigger though, because the size I picked was just kind of it was good for the apartment that I was in at the time, but having a big version of it would be really cool. And it was like a less expensive version of one that was at Pottery Barn. Oh, and the other DIY that I love that we use all the time is our coffee table. That one turned out so good. It does not look like a DIY. That's always a good thing. When you do a DIY and it looks like a professional thing, you know you've done it right. So this next question is, what would I say that my style is? Well, I'm definitely eclectic in my style in the sense that I like a couple different styles. Obviously, I do like more of a rustic farmhouse vibe. I love shiplap and that whole vibe, but I definitely have a little bit of the sophistication of a glam in the sense of the shape, our headboard has that fancy shape. I love mid-century modern stuff, the legs and the style of that clean mid-century modern look. And then obviously I love a little bit of rustic because I like to use a lot of rustic distressed wood. So I don't know, I'll have to come up with like an abbreviated term of what that means, but those are my styles that I like. Okay, so the question that everyone is dying to know, where did you get your bookshelves? Rumor has it that it was a DIY project. Please share. Okay, it was kind of a DIY project, but not really. It was custom made by a guy in San Diego. It was from my first apartment, if you guys have seen that video. Again, I noticed a lot of you guys commented back to this question and helped each other out and even referenced the video link and referenced the timestamp where we talk about where the bookshelves are from. So yay to you guys. But yeah, they were custom made by a guy in San Diego, and they actually nowadays, those shelves are really everywhere. The only thing that's different is mine have 5 shelves and most of them have only 4. So mine's a little bit taller. I think it's like 87 inches tall or something. And it looks really good in big, tall spaces. Okay, so do you struggle with keeping your place neat and organized? It always looks so put together. Do you have any tips or tricks that you use? Not always that organized. I aspire to always be so neat and organized, but that does not always happen that way. Obviously, my place is gonna look really good on camera because I have the ability to make sure that it's clean before I start filming. But if I had a, live cam all the time, you guys would know our house is not clean all the time. And our house is pretty small. Also, another great way to get you in the habit of cleaning things up is as soon as you wake up, make your bed. That's something that we do every morning. I've trained Tyler to do it with me every morning. And especially if you have to walk past your bedroom to get to the bathroom or to the kitchen, if you work from home, if you have a messy bed and you see that every single day, just like, I don't know, ruins your mojo. I recommend making your bed. Start there and then try to train yourself to pick up all the time. Okay, and last but not least, the reason you are all here. No, just kidding. But this is a question I get all the time, or accusation that I get all the time. You know who you are, people out there who've asked me since the day we got married if I'm pregnant. It's just so funny, y'all. You're not supposed to ask that to people that don't talk about it. Hello. I mean, I know I can handle it, I have thick skin, but no, I'm not pregnant yet. We are not trying to get pregnant at this moment, but that is definitely something on the horizon for us that we are very excited about. And I kind of feel weird talking about all this without Tyler being here because he's obviously a very big part of that whole process. So I do think that it would be kind of fun to talk more about family stuff. And I know, you guys, I got probably 35 questions in on this video, and there were like 130 on the Instagram that I posted. So there's a lot of questions still that I didn't get to, but I do want to get to them. So what I'm thinking is on Saturday, in a few days, I will go live on Instagram for the very first time with Tyler. He'll be my pal there, so I won't feel weird that I'm going live. I don't know, the whole concept of live is just like not used to it, so I'm a little scared. But I think it'll be fun to answer some of your guys' questions that are about the baby stuff and the family stuff and the marriage stuff and the how to mold and mesh design styles together, because it'd be really cool to get his insight on it, and I don't know, be kind of fun. So if you guys want to see that, go to my Instagram, follow along. Saturday the 28th, we will go live on Instagram, probably, I don't know, 11 or 12, but if you guys follow, I will announce it closer to the date. And I'll see y'all there. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was really fun for me. Hopefully you guys got to know me a little bit better, and I know I don't get into like all the personal stuff and have the ability to talk about all this stuff in my videos, but I kind of like doing this. This was kind of cool. So whoever's idea this is great. Probably Elena's, my assistant, because she's pretty cool and pretty great and pretty awesome. Elena, if you're watching this. Anyway, I hope you guys like this. I will see you guys for the Instagram Live coming up in a few days. Have a great day. Love to you all. Don't forget to live your style.